Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we're going to be going over Sun in the 4th house. So this video is for you if you have this particular placement. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. This video might also resonate for individuals who have Leo occupying their 4th house or even a Leo moon. So the Sun in our natal charts deals with our ego, our sense of self, our identity. Sometimes they say it's who we think we are. Other times I've heard them say that is who we are growing into being. The Sun can also deal with our father, if it's not the father, the dominant masculine role in your life. The 4th house in our natal charts deals with our home, our emotional world. It can sometimes deal with the mother as well, or whoever was that dominant feminine role in your life. So having the Sun in the 4th house basically can signify that you guys really identify your ego a lot, your identity a lot, with your home and your family and your upbringing. Now it's really interesting. This is great, to have great core family values and to have appreciation and admiration for the family. But where the story gets a little bit interesting is when we look at the oppositional energy between the 4th house and the 10th house. Now what's interesting here is when you have Leo in the IC, which is your 4th house, a lot of the time this energy can signify that when you were growing up, it can go into one of two directions from what I've noticed, because it is a plane of duality at the end of the day. Either you guys were able to fully express yourselves creatively for the creative person that you guys are. You guys got the admiration and the love from the home and basically the applause you guys were seeking to be the creative person that you guys are. Sometimes I've noticed with this energy, sometimes these children can be the children that were maybe in commercials or like in dance from a young age or something of the sort where the family put you guys on that stage from a young age. So you guys are really used to this energy. Or it can go into the opposite energy as well, where it's like you guys didn't get to express yourselves creatively. You guys didn't get to shine. This may have even been suppressed within you guys. Now it's interesting when it's Sun in the 4th house, maybe it could have been the father or the dominant masculine role in your life who suppressed this energy within you guys. And maybe now you guys are trying to get the attention, whether it's directly or indirectly, from the father or maybe even his approval or whoever was this dominant masculine role in your life to basically accept you guys for being the creative person that you guys are, for being that creative soul. And this might perpetuate for you guys throughout your life within certain masculine roles. So people who are operating out of that dominant masculine energy, okay, because it is the Sun. Now it's interesting also if we look at it from the perspective in terms of having the Leo 4th house energy, because the energies are closely connected. With the Leo 4th house energy, maybe in terms of the home and the upbringing, the father in general, because it is Leo, the father in general could have played a huge role. Maybe the father was really intense or domineering. Maybe the father required a lot of attention. Maybe he wanted to always have the attention on him. So maybe unconsciously or subconsciously now within you guys, there's this energy where you guys fear being seen because you guys don't want to outperform the father. Perhaps this is what's taking place. Now, in terms of the oppositional energy, which is what I started originally speaking about, is if we look at Sun in the 4th house or even the 4th house in Leo, the IC in Leo as an oppositional energy to your 10th house, this is now creating this oppositional energy to your public life, to your image, to your career, to how you guys are aspiring perhaps to be seen and received by the public. The 10th house, yes, it could be the career, but more so it's going to be the vibe of the career versus it being the actual career itself. With the 10th house, if you guys want to see overall what you guys would do for work, you guys kind of want to look at the overall natal chart aspects and all of these wonderful things to see where you guys would flourish in the most. But in terms of the 10th house is the overall vibe of the career. Now what I always say about the 10th house, because I do have a video on here as well where I speak on the importance of the 4th house, is that you can't really get to the 10th house if you guys haven't gone through the preceding houses, and especially the 4th house. So for you guys, if you guys have Sun in the 4th, there could be something that's taking place here in terms of the home and the upbringing that's holding you guys back from actually shining and being your true selves and maybe being seen, let's say, by the world and by the public. Maybe you guys really value the home's opinion, so the parents' opinion in terms of what you guys are doing, or just like you guys don't want to be shunned from the home or the family, or it's like they're just really having a huge effect on your overall ego and your self-worth. Because the thing is, the Sun is ruled by Leo. With Leo, what's interesting energetically when we look at Leo as a sign and as an energy is like, yes, they want the admiration, they want the accolades, they want to be seen, but at the same time, they also deeply fear rejection. So for you guys, there could be this deep-rooted fear of rejection from the home and the family, and maybe this has perpetuated throughout your life, probably unconsciously if you guys have not been aware of it up until this point, and it's now affected maybe your career or your career choices overall or your public image overall. So you guys are placing a lot of weight on maybe these individuals' opinions, and then eventually it has probably perpetuated throughout your lives in terms of whoever you guys deem to be your family. So anytime I see 4th house energy in a natal chart, yes, it could be karmic clearance in terms of karma that you guys are clearing for the home and the family, but it could also be an energy of just like a huge influence of the home. Perhaps a lot of your ego, identity, and even your self-worth is based upon what the home really thinks of you guys or their opinions. Like they could have really influenced you in this way. Now, when you guys have sun in the fourth, what's interesting here as well is the fourth house can deal with the mother overall. So maybe the roles were reversed. Let's say if we look at the sun being in the fourth, maybe the roles were reversed. Maybe where it's like the father took on the mother role, or maybe both roles, or maybe the mother took on the father role as well. So there could be a theme of this overall, where it's like sometimes when I see fourth house energy in a natal chart as well, it's like I always pick up on the energy of just like the mother, or again, the dominant feminine role in your life, or you guys can look at the home overall, that this individual is interfering with that particular energy, whether it's overtly or just like covertly behind the scenes, kind of like I mentioned with like the belief systems you guys might have, or like unconsciously trying to please this person in one way, shape, or form. So for you guys, it's your identity. It's a lot to do with that solar plexus chakra, could really be affected by these individuals' opinions, and then later on throughout your life, whoever you guys deem to be family. And also because the fourth house does tend to deal with abandonment sometimes, it's like sometimes this energy can really create like a family feel wherever it is. And once again, that can hold you guys back from moving forward and moving toward that 10th house where you guys are trying to get to, because the 10th house is the top of the natal chart. So like, let's say for example, you guys create a family feel at your job where everybody feels like a family and you guys really feel like you belong here and it's your home and it's that type of vibe. Well, it's like, that's great. You know, it's awesome when people get along and everybody feels very, very comfortable in the workplace that they're working, because sometimes we do have toxic environments as well. Like that is all great. But let's say a career opportunity comes up, or some sort of opportunity comes up where it's like you guys are able to move forward in this new direction, maybe something you guys always wanted to do, but within you guys, there's just like this vibe of like, well, I don't want to leave my work behind. I feel really comfortable here. They really feel like family. Like for you guys, they could really feel like you guys are leaving your family behind. So this might be the internal dilemma that you guys are going through, whether you guys are aware of it or not, or if it's happening on like an energetic level. That's kind of the idea with the fourth house energy overall. Now, if we look at this energy in terms of the undertone energy of it being a Leo moon, doesn't mean you guys have a Leo moon now. It's just that you guys take on some of these traits. You guys are basically going to be emotionally fulfilled through being seen, being on that stage, but at the same time, a lot of your self-worth could be contingent upon this as well. So what I've been saying in these videos in general for Leo energy, what's interesting with them is like they want the applause, they want the admiration, but what's important for them to understand is that in the beginning, everybody starts off at zero. Sometimes Leo energy wants to jump into something and basically be rewarded for that thing right away, or have the huge crowd, or basically have the admiration, because they also feed off of the energy as well. It kind of gives them the fuel to keep going, to keep performing, to keep being on that stage. But the reality of this earth plane is that things take time down here, and what gets rewarded down here on this earth plane is time, dedication, effort, perseverance, you know, working towards your goals, striving towards your goals. So as time goes on, you guys will eventually get that admiration you guys are seeking, but you guys kind of have to push through that initial energy of like putting yourself out there and then maybe feeling a little bit rejected because you didn't get the outcome you were seeking right away, but pushing through that and continuing, because eventually the people you guys are seeking, the applause, the admiration will come. For you guys, if you look at it from like the moon sign, Leo moon undertone energy perspective, this is what's going to be emotionally fulfilling for you guys. If we look at it from sun and the fourth house perspective, you guys are going to put a lot of your self-worth on being seen in this particular way. Now, also one more thing that I do want to mention for sun in the fourth house is a lot of your identity and your self-worth could be connected to the whole aspect of your emotional world and perhaps being seen in this way as well. So this is what's interesting with the sun energy, because it's like I understand why sometimes people say the sun is who we think we are, because sometimes we have our ego, and our ego is sometimes something that we built from the energies that are external to us, and then we think we are that, whereas it's like we have the soul, and the soul is within, and it's within that heart space. So it's interesting with this particular energy, because it's like for you guys, because it is in the fourth house, which does deal with the emotional world and the emotions overall, sometimes you guys can really maybe feel a certain emotion and start to kind of take that on as a huge part of your identity. So for example, an energy of this could even be like the wounded healer, for example, you know, where it's like someone who is always going through something or always upset, but at the same time, this could be a very good artist as well if you guys learn how to transmute these energies through art. So this is the whole thing with astrology here. I never look at anything as good or bad, and astrology is just the energy that we have in our charts. It can absolutely manifest in a positive sense or in the shadow sense, because it's just a plane of duality that we're currently living on, and sometimes a natal chart is also a potential. So if you guys want to achieve that ultimate potential, you always want to look at the light side and the shadow side of that particular energy and how you guys might be behaving. Let's say in the shadow energy, you guys want to integrate that energy within the self so you guys can go toward that ultimate potential that you guys are seeking. And in this case, for you guys, it might be very important to be seen creatively. That might be something that might be very, very emotionally fulfilling for you guys. But what what could be holding you back. Could be the home, upbringing, or just like belief systems even within the home. It might not even be something directly that anybody did. It could just be something that you guys internalized as a belief system. But also this energy can go into the energy of wanting to be seen, to get the attention of the home, the admiration of the home, to finally be seen for that creative person that they truly are. So the energy can manifest many different ways, but this is the overall idea with Sun in the 4th house. One more thing that I do want to mention for this energy as well is that these individuals can be very friendly. They can have a lot of friends, and like their friends can really feel like family to them. You guys might even love having people over to your homes because it is the 4th house kind of being the one that hosts the parties and all of these wonderful things. So these are a few things that can take place if you have Sun in the 4th house. I'm going to wrap up this video here. I do hope you guys enjoyed my video on Sun in the 4th house. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.